Alright folks, I've tested a whole lot of different shovels, some very high end, some very low end. What I'm testing today, I want to try for myself. This is the Iunio military folding and trenching shovel. Alright folks, welcome back. So, this is one of those little folding shovels. Now, we all know these, we've seen tons of them, we've seen knockoffs. I assume this is a knockoff. I want to test this out because I saw the reviews on it. They were fairly positive. I saw how it seemed to work from some of the reviews that I'd seen online, and it seems to be a pretty well-made deal here. And again, I'm working on a secondary project here, which is going to be another mode of transportation for myself, and I want to have something like this in it, especially since it's a two-wheeled mode of transportation. If I have to dig myself out of anything, I want to make sure I'm able to do that with something like that. So let's take a look at it really quick. You know, it's very standard. I will say one thing about it. This thing is got some seriously good quality steel in it. This isn't that typical, feels like it's going to bend any second. You know, if I could compare this to another shovel, I'd say the Schrade folding shovel. Because it's actually built that well. It feels like that thickness of steel. So let's get into the information on it really quick. So far, I've been impressed with the quality, like I said. One thing I will say is the locking nut here. Very, very smooth. Almost feels like it's riding on ball bearings. See, I'm just using 2 fingers to do that. Normally with these, you have to crank them down, and then they get loose, and you crank them down again. This one actually feels like it's going to stay in place. And they actually bothered, I can see here, to lubricate it some, which is kind of nice and unusual. So let's tighten that up. Okay. And I do have a project for this today. It's not a survival-related project, but it will definitely test the heck out of this whole shovel system. Supposedly this is made of steel, very high hardness, wear resistant steel. We're going to find that out really soon. I showed you the locking collar. It does say it will remain secure after heavy duty use, so we're going to try that out too. The price on it is awesome. It's $22.99. I mean, you really can't beat that. If it lives up to the hype, we will try that. And it's included with a bunch of different functions. So you can dig, trench, hoe, cut. It does have a pickaxe, a saw, a bottle opener, and a nail puller. None of that stuff's really important to me, but it's nice to have in case. You have your little hex wrench here, your saw here. I gotta say, it's pretty aggressive for a saw. We'll probably give that a try. You got a bottle. I don't know why they feel the need to put a bottle opener and everything, but hey, you never know, right? And your nail puller is back here on the back of the pickaxe, so you can stick your nail in there, pull it down here, and yank it out like that. So, not a bad deal all in all. It's about 18.1 inches at full length. When folded, it's about 7.6 by 4.6 inches, and it weighs 1.4 pounds. I went looking for the most compact, but yet decent size shovels. Gosh, who makes them? Walmart sells a brand. It's Coghlan's or something, or maybe Ozark Trail. I don't know who it is, but it's really light, and it's really small, but it's almost too small to do anything useful with, and it bends. It was probably the first survival shovel I ever purchased. I dug the thing in the ground, and right here, this piece started to bend off and snap off. This one has nice rivets on it, pretty positively put together. It feels built very well. Has a nice long grip here, so you got that ability to shove it in. We are definitely going to test it out. So let me talk about the project that we're going to do today. Okay? And this does come with a carrying case. I forgot to mention that. The project we're going to do today is out in my front yard. I have this little bit of a dirt hill, and on that hill there's a tree. And I put everything around that dirt hill possible to kind of, you know, fence it off from everything. Nothing's ever worked. Nothing's ever stayed there. So what I started doing was putting rocks across the street where we had some construction. They dumped, after they dug out the area and excavated it, they dumped all these, you know, decent-sized boulders out there. And I've been digging around, like a moat, around the trench, the outside there. Not a moat, but a trench. No alligators in there. Trench around it, so that I can stick these boulders in, cover them back up with dirt, and leave them in there secure. Because I want something that's going to stay there and be stable. Now, the applications for this in the field, in say a go bag or your bug out gear or an emergency, you can make a Dakota fire pit with this. You can do all sorts of little digging and trenching type things. You can, you know, a hole that you can use to go to the bathroom in. Whatever you're going to do with it, you can definitely do it with this. You can even use the end of this to tap in tent stakes, whatever. You know, it's a fairly decent heavy-duty item, so I wouldn't worry about it with that. So there's tons of applications for this, And in an emergency, you can use it to shovel debris out of the way if you don't have a full-size shovel with you. Lots of applications for it in preparedness. And it was one of the first items when I was building a bug-out bag, not this particular brand, but one of the first items I purchased at the store when I was looking for gear for my bug-out bag. Everybody said, you gotta have a shovel. I don't know why, but you gotta have one. So before I even learned what I'd use it for, I bought the cheapest one I found and it didn't work well. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this outside and we are gonna test it out. I'm gonna go get some rocks from across the street in that big pile they have there. I'm gonna bring them over. We're gonna dig that little trench around the outside, put a few in and see how it performs. All right, as usual, it's windy out here. This time of year always seems to be windy. So you can see what my idea is. This is what I've done so far. These rocks. And what I'm planning on doing is, see that plastic and that wood, all that stuff has failed. So I'm going to get some rocks and stick them in there. And I may have to dub some music over it when I'm actually testing it, because this is really, really windy out here. But we're going to try it out. So give me a few minutes to get that set up, and we'll start digging. All right, so I'm not going to talk too much through this because the wind is going to be really bad. So we're just going to dub some music in so you don't have to listen to wind noise. But we're going to start digging right here. I got some rocks here. And I'm going to finish up a little bit more after. But these first four, we're going to see how this shovel performs. I'm going to make sure I got it ratcheted down nice and tight. Here we go. So I hate doing shots where you can see the tripod, but I wanted to show you how this thing just digs. I mean, with one hand, and my left hand at that, I'm just getting a nice, awesome trench dug here, just with that pickaxe. That's really impressive, and the shovel did an awesome job. So, just wanted to show you that before I show you the finished product, because I'm really impressed with it. Alright, so there's where we are. I'm going to try and finish this up quick so you don't get wind noise to death. There's where we are. Got about 5 of them in there. I'm going to finish up the rest of that patch over that way, and I got rid of this nasty plastic stuff that was around there. That's been there for probably 10 years. And I like the rocks, they just look better. I'm going to take you around the front just to let you see what it looks like. See, this is the hill. There's the tree. I just think it looks more natural. I do have a huge one in there. That doesn't really fit, but as long as it holds everything together. So let's get this back on the table. I'll give you my final thoughts on it, some final information on where you can pick one up. Alright, so I put about 10 more in there. Used the shovel a lot, other than it being a little dirty. A couple of scratches. No damage. I do like the fact that this is sharp, but not super sharp. It's cut at an angle, so it does cut through the roots nicely, but it's not cut so thin that it starts getting nicks and dings and gets broken. One of my complaints with the Schrade shovel is that it's so sharp on the end that it's almost like a knife. And when you're digging through dirt and hitting rocks and stuff, you're going to get dings, you're going to get it all cut up and folds, it's going to fold over and be a mess. So, pretty much, I'm impressed so far. That dug through some hard Nevada soil, didn't get all beat up, didn't bend, didn't tweak, and the pickaxe worked really well. And I'm just using some WD-40 to clean it up. I would recommend you do this with all of your tools after being out in the dirt, after you're done camping or whatever. A little WD-40 on it, keep the joints loose. There you go. So, not bad. And for 23 bucks, you can't really beat that. It's so well made. It's really, for the price. That thing is built like a tank. And like I said, it feels like the Schrade shovel at like half the price. So let's see how this unlocks here. I didn't have to do that, by the way, at all. I never had to retighten it back down and retighten it back down. One trick, I don't know if I can just display it here, is to never tighten it when it's at a wrong angle. Because what will happen is it'll switch and it'll be loose again. You want that washer there to be as flush as possible and flat, and that way it's not going anywhere. So that's it. That is the Iunio military folding entrenching shovel. And I'm wiping it off here. Sorry about the wind noise today. I didn't know I would be filming this in a hurricane force winds. It's not really that bad, but it just seems whenever I put a camera outside, the wind starts up. So I'm going the wrong way on this. There we go. So I always hate to have the wind noise there because it's kind of distracting, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will put a link down below where you can pick this up. They are in Amazon. I believe you can find them in other places too. But my link is to Amazon, so I will put it in my store so you can find it, and I will put a link directly to it. And that's it all folded up. And, you know, my hands may be big, but that's a pretty decent size for a compact shovel. The bag, kind of thin, but I mean, this is going to be something that lives inside my vehicle. You know, the vehicle that I'm going to be acquiring for the future. So, definitely folds up nice and compact. It does have straps on the back for your belt. So, and you can always carry it like that too. So it's a decent little system. I got a little dirt on it, but that's fine. Decent little system for the price. And I will put a link down below, like I said. Don't forget to check out our Amazon store down below. I try to put everything I review in the store, so if you see anything in there, if you see some videos of mine and you want to check out the gear that I review, it's usually in the Amazon store, like this will be. And don't forget to check out our Thrive Life link down below. We have lots of freeze-dried food in stock now. Pretty much anything you want, you can get it all back in stock again. It is, most of it's non-GMO. Most of it is very, very simple ingredients. Give an example, always the chicken. It's like, the ingredients are chicken, salt. That's it. There's nothing else. So check them out if you're interested. Also, don't forget to check out our For Patriots link down below. That's preparewithiridium.com. We have a lot of deals there as well. You can click that link and check out the packages we have set up out there for you. So check them out. Anyway, folks, I thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.